The Tlo Sizewell project is a project that is run by Mr. Thais Botha, and it's sponsored by a partnership of South African business people and Chinese investors. At a meeting in the first week of October, which was held in Polokwane with traditional leaders, the investors agreed with the leaders of the community that they were going to sponsor the project to the tune of a whopping approximately 100 million rands or more. This project will take place in an area called Hapako. Hapako is a very dry area which receives seasonal rainfall with geographic characteristics that are common in the Limpopo area around Polokwane. It's very hot in the summer with heavy rainfall during the rain season. What is important about this project is that sisal is a plant that naturally grows in the Hapaho area. But it has not, up to this point, it had not been used for industrial purposes. So the Tlo Sisal project aims to, on a technically driven, commercial, industrial scale, produce sisal, turning about 500 hectares of land into sisal plantations. The traditional leaders offered to give an additional 100 hectares, which is already under sisal plants, but these plants are underdeveloped. From the views of the investors, as well as the views of the traditional leaders who attended a meeting which was held on the 1st of October, it emerged that this project is a massive investment, and when it starts, it targets to employ more than 300 young women and men. The second important thing is that the project will feed into small business development, as local communities will be organized into groups of small-scale businesses who are linked to the main agricultural production and processing of sisal in the Hapaho area. The project looks to potentially transform land that has not been used or basically underutilized, turning it into productive agricultural utilization, and bring into this rural area, which is mostly very inactive, some boost economic, financial, and industrial boost. Sisal, because of technological innovations, sisal is used for multiple purposes, including electric insulation, production of fiber, and the same fiber is used for producing all kinds of different materials for domestic and industrial use. The project will be the first of its kind in South Africa, after similar projects were introduced in Tanzania, for example. The investors are going to bring in massive technology from China for the purposes of processing. They will provide technical support to the project in terms of advising from agricultural production to the various value chains in terms of business development and the processing of sisal. Much of the sisal will be exported to China, but it is envisaged that some of the sisal will be used for industrial purposes in South Africa to support different types of industries that are linked to or that have interest in using sisal. This project is a major statement on China-Africa relationship, in the sense that it re-emphasizes the commitment of Chinese investors to South Africa and to assist the South Africans, to work with South Africans to develop rural communities. Considering that it is a project that is targeting rural communities, its transformative impact from the perspective of infrastructure, accommodation, providing social amenities, industrial growth in Polokwane, which is the main city, and in Gapako and the smaller towns around Gapako, for example, Sheshego, would be massive. It will also shift the population dynamics and create new employment opportunities for young men and women. In that sense, the Klo Sisal project consolidates China-Africa relations and China-South Africa relations. The investors also are making a big statement in terms of engaging local community leadership. The investors are engaging with traditional authorities, particularly under the leadership of Chief Gabo Moloto III and some of his subsidiary traditional authorities. In the second phase of the planning process, the project investors and project leaders will engage local government authorities and eventually central government to formalize. The project is envisaged to begin in November when the rain season starts. So this is a major project. This is a major China-Africa cooperative investment, and its impact reinforces and consolidates growing relations between South Africa and China, and between China and Africa. The relationships which are mutually benefiting the local communities, transforming their livelihoods and creating employment.